Hello, my name is Ghandi. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross-stitch channel where we talk about our projects and fabrics and flosses and plans that we make as stitchers. So welcome. If you are new, welcome. Grab a cup of coffee, tea, a glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine, whatever you want. And let's talk about cross stitch. And if you are already an old friend, welcome. Come on, give me a hug, a virtual hug in this moment. But yeah, this time, I'm one of the good things of these times is that you start to need a haircut and you have to resist the temptation of do it yourself. So let's see how it goes for me. So yeah, okay. Well, this time I want to talk a little about some good things that we have in this time, because yeah, there are not just bad news. We have sometimes things that we can rescue. So yeah, let's talk about good things. And I'm just lost a paper. Well, we'll see. Okay, first of all, I was really excited almost a month ago because of the new releases of Nashville market. Yeah, and then everything happens and I don't have any new release of the market. Yeah. So I'm completely aware that we have another priorities. So yeah, that's okay, that's perfectly fine. And I was watching videos where you show your market releases and stash and haul, and at the beginning I was really excited. And the days come by and I start to be really jealous and then really angry, and and I said, you know what, that's okay, I can order the patterns that I want in the future. You are going to be okay, don't worry. And it's a good thing because I didn't have any new release and any new pattern, and I forced myself to look in my stash, in my own stash, and try to find those patterns and those charts that I got. And of course I got it because I love it, and I was excited at one moment of getting them. So yeah, I needed to find those hidden treasures again, and it was really an exciting experience because I found a couple of new projects. I have some mirabilias that I have the pattern and the fabric and the flosses, and they are ready to stitch. So I say, Ghandi, wake up, girl, you have all these beautiful kits from Nora. And yeah, I was really excited, so I cuddle my materials. But this year is the year of samplers for Ghandi, so I regroup and say, you know what, I need to stitch samplers because it's the way I'm feeling right now. I'm loving my samplers and I want to be stitching those types of designs. So I found a little chart and I'm not quite sure it's a sampler, but because it's my project, it's officially a sampler for me. It's from Katy Barrick, Birds Study, and it's so cute and it's so adorable, and I have it in my stash. So yeah. This is one of the hidden treasure I was talking about. It's I don't even remember that I have this beauty, and oh, so pretty, so funky and so different and so special. And I said, this is a beautiful sampler. I need to stitch it. So yeah, I found this pattern. So I don't need Nashville releases right now. I have this. So yeah, I found this, and I choose a fabric for this. This is a fabric that I dye. It's a piece of cotton that it's great because many things. I get this fabric here in my city, so I don't need to wait weeks and weeks to receive linen from 123 Stitch or from the United States. So yeah, I can go to the store, to the fabric store, not right now, but I have plenty of this fabric, and it's 100% cotton, but it's very similar to linen, to 40 count linen. It's not quite 40 count, it's like 38 by 36, 37, it's something like that. The variation in the threads are not visible. So, and I love to stitch in this, it's gorgeous, and I dye a few, well, not a few, many pieces in this fabric, and I love the way this fabric looks. It's very much special for samplers, it's just the right fabric. So yeah, I got this piece, this little piece, and it has the exact dimension for the design. So yeah, and the color is so pretty, and I'm so happy. So yeah, and Katy has this call for threads for these designs. It's NPS, needle point silks, and has the conversion for DMC. And I just find out that let me drink some water. Oh. I found out that a needle store here in my city starts selling these CXC flosses, the one from China. There are like a copy of DMC, and you can get those flosses through AliExpress, but I don't really buy anything from AliExpress. So I was really surprised finding that my local needlework has this needle store has these flosses for sale, and the number of the flosses is the same that the flosses for that is the same number that DMC, but of course there are not DMC. The composition of the flosses, I talked about these flosses a couple of videos ago. These flosses are not 100% cotton. They are cotton and polyester, and they feel really soft, and they are a little thicker than DMC, and some of the colors are slightly different from DMC, not not totally different, but if you are, you know, stitching a project with one DMC color and you change to this DMC color, you might note the difference. So if you're going to use this, you need to use at least in the same color, the only CXC or only DMC. But I'm really liking working with this because the colors are slightly vibrant, and they are softer than DMC and a little thicker. So for this fabric, which is something like a 40 count, with one thread, as the same with DMC, the coverage is even better with this CXC. So yeah, I'm really liking this floss is new for me, at least, and I have the advantage that I can get these flosses locally. There are cheaper if I order directly from China, but right now it's not a good time, and yeah, I'm not really familiar with buying things on AliExpress, so I don't want to risk it. But yeah, they are really cheap in comparison, you know, versus DMC. So yeah, and I got a few of them, and I start to stitch with them, and I really like it, especially the combo with this fabric. So I said, you know what, I love the looking things that are sustainable for my hobby. So, you know, these flosses are really nice to work with, and this fabric I can get here, and I have a bunch of charts, and I can make my own kits. So this was the case, and the colors are really pretty. I use the conversion from Katy Barrick, her conversion from needlepoint silks to DMC, and I use CXC. But yeah, the colors are really pretty, and I just started last night because why not? So yeah, this is a little egg. Let me show you. It's really dark. The egg under the swan, this one. So yeah, that's my my little start. The design is really small, so I really want to finish it soon rather than later. But yeah, so that's a good thing about this situation, that we can force ourselves to look in our stash and make great discoveries. So another project, another new project. This one was not exactly that I have the pattern in my stash, but I finished a project this week, this weekend, and I decided to get a new pattern, but it's in a PDF format, and I mean, those are saviors for us, because again, the problem with the postal service, and I can get out and, you know, go to any needle store and get charts from Plum Street samplers, or from I don't know, Shakespeare Peddler, or Hands Across the Sea. I have to order those online, and it's so time consuming, and they took so much to arrive. So the PDF option, it's wonderful because you choose your pattern, and you pay your pattern, and you download your pattern, and you have your pattern. So yeah. So I decided to look a sampler in a PDF format, and Teresa Bennett from Shakespeare Peddler, you know, kitten stitchers, had a wonderful selection of charts in PDF. So yeah, so I picked one of her samplers. This beauty is Mercy Goodhart sampler. This is not a reproduction. This is an original design from Teresa, and it's lovely. It's so pretty, and it has all these elements of a traditional sampler, but you know, with the twist of Teresa, and it's lovely, lovely. So I decided to get this sampler in PDF, yeah. And decided also to put the colors together. Again, I am using CXC, and the colors are so pretty. I don't know if you can tell because it's really dark, but they are so pretty. Again, channeling my Nicole's you know, ability to to show threads and flosses. These are all the colors. They look so pretty, and the fabric, again, it's the fabric that I got here in my city. It's just plain beige fabric. I'm not going to dye this. Funny enough, with all these samplers and, you know, finding the right choices and everything, I am more drawn to pick really neutral fabrics instead of for example, my Miras with these greens and pinks and, you know, all the color. So with samplers, I'm more for the neutral fabrics. So yeah, I want to destacate, to put first the motifs and the colors and the designs, not the background of the fabric. But again, it's a matter of personal choice. So yeah, I'm feeling like that right now. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm, you know, putting together my own kits. So I have two new kits. This one already in my stash, this one a PDF that I could get immediately, so I'm really happy. And I have the fabrics and the flosses, and they are so pretty, and I'm so happy. And that's some of the good things of this situation. Look, oh, so pretty. Okay, and also this weekend I finished a project. This was my first project, actually stitched and finished with the flosses, the CXC flosses. It's the Pink Sparrow sampler. I will put pictures of the finished sampler, because I'm afraid it's going to look funny with this light, but I really want you to be able to see the colors and the beauty of the sampler. This was a gift from a dear friend from Guadalajara, Mine, and I decided to stitch this again in a very neutral and simple beige fabric. But in this case, I decided to make a conversion from the original colors The original colors are Wicks Dye Works and Gentle Arts, you know, fancy flosses, and I don't really have access to those flosses, so I needed to find ways to substitute them. So I start, you know, looking at pictures on internet and mainly on Instagram of the sampler finish and start to pick colors according to the idea that I have of each color, of each thread or floss. And I made my own conversion, you know, first to DMC, and then the numbers of DMC are the same in CXC. So, oops, these are my colors. They are really vibrant and pastel-ish, and like a spring kind of vibe, but I'm so in love with them. I finished the sampler, and I have, you know, all these flosses remain. I'm going to start to make my set of the CXC colors. I have a set of DMC, so yeah, I'm going to start collecting these flosses. I'm sure I'm not going to use them in all my projects, but it's good to have this option, you know, DMC or Anchor, or even flosses that I dye, silks and now CXC, so it's another choice. So this is my finished project. I'm sure the colors are going to look so off because it's really dark. So don't worry, I will put pictures. Let me, okay. Oh my God, I can see. No, forget it. It's too bright. Okay. Okay. The design is really pretty. I love it, and some of the colors are really light, so you can lose them a little in the fabric, not as much as you are now seeing, because again, it's really dark. But yeah, they are really subtle but bright, but pastelish, but classic, and I love them so much. And in this project, oh my God, it's so dark. I decided to finish with hem stitch, and you know, like a zigzag stitch. I'm not really familiar with this technique. It's very popular in Spain. They have all these techniques and methods for this kind of a stitch. It's called vainica. Here in Mexico we call it deshilado. So I'm not used to do it, but I watch many tutorials, many YouTube tutorials, and I decided to, you know, to take the chance, and I did it, and it's really pretty. And I have this frame, this simple wooden frame, and you know, just to not ornament or, you know, busy or anything, just to put the emphasis in the sampler. So yeah, I use this foam core and this paper, acid free, and I use the same holes in the border, and I put you know, with a needle and thread, and I came all over here and fix it with some buttons. I don't know if this is the right technique to do it, but I like it. And you know, I can change it. It's not glue or anything. It's just has a couple of stitches in the corner and in these holes, and I place it with some buttons, so it looks nice. You know, it's really cute, really tender and pretty. And I am keep going with my year of samplers. This pink sparrow, and again very drawn to neutral fabrics. This I don't remember the name of this, but it's a black work little sampler. In this case, I was inspired by the frame, because I love this wooden frame, and I was looking at, you know, small project that I can put in here. So this black work sampler was perfect for this. And I also, talking about taking chances and doing things a little different and playing with our options, Jane Marshall by Hands Across the Sea, totally different from the original. I did it a little monochromatic kind of sampler, inspired here for the fabric, because it was so unique and so different, and I decided to use the same colors for these samplers. And this one has a glass, so sorry for the glare. I'm going to put it like that. Yeah, this is Birds of a Feather by Blackbird Design, and I love this, it's so pretty. So yeah, if I put it like this, no, you can see the other samplers. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this year of samplers, this just found love for samplers, and understand this little all the history behind them, and how it's so relaxing to stitch these you know, little motifs and the colors, and how you start to create all this composition. And it's really interesting. I mean, I'm a Mirabilia lover, but this is so different. And I was listen some stitchers regretting that they didn't start stitching samplers many years ago. So, but I'm sure it's like seasons and our tastes change, so it's natural to, you know, I remember when my kids were really young, you know, babies, and I did a lot of Pat and Gloria designs, you know, precious moments. And I have a really love memory of them, because they were you know, birth announcement for my kids, and the little, you know, big head babies, and they were beautiful to stitch. And then I start with Mirabilia and Chatelaines, and now I'm starting with my samplers. But it's this process, trying to enjoy every season of our stitcher journey. So yeah, I'm really happy to to be a stitching sampler right now, or you know, since last year. But you know, trying to seize the moment and enjoy every step of the way. So yeah, I'm really hot. Sorry. So yeah, that's my report of the week. It's been a really long week, very tired week, but we are lucky enough to have this hobby and to have this way of keep us focused and keep us motivated and keep us creative, and you know, being able to make cross by cross these pieces of ourselves. So yeah, really grateful for that. And yeah, it's not always you know, trying to be upbeat and optimist all the time, but yeah, we need to find those moments. So yeah, I will I don't need a haircut. I will try to stitch a little, watch some Flosstube, and enjoy the moment. And I will see you in my next video. Be well, stay home, and